What's up, family? Let's talk about the importance of knowing your ancestry and how important it is, and how important it was for other people that enslaved African Americans to break up the household and to destroy records and to make it nearly impossible for people to really track down their roots and where their earlier ancestors is. Now, the reason why I am doing this is because I am an only child that I'm aware of. And my family is dying out on my mother's side. And it's very important for me to know my roots, especially I'm on a spiritual journey and I am being called to certain things that is in my lineage. And I just want to make sure that I connect with my ancestors, even though I am connected with my ancestors, but the ancestors that I don't know, that I'm not aware of, it's important for me to track down where they're buried, if they're people that are alive that are open to receiving me, and just learning more history about my relatives that I don't know. You have to remember during the slave trade how many people that came to conquer the continent of Africa and the different countries that are in Africa, and how they displaced people all over the world. I mentioned before in one of my videos, there were some, I wouldn't call them African Americans, they were here alongside the Native Americans. So if you go on the path of searching your lineage and starting to build your family tree, some people literally their family have already been in the United States. They weren't rerouted, they were already here. But many African Americans were actually rerouted here. And you'll find that once you look into your lineage. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's super easy, because I am running into some stumbling blocks, and it is very frustrating and it can be discouraging. Now, I want to say I did my DNA on 23andMe. 23andMe has some very potent information. I feel like it's like starter information, because you get to see what's in your bloodline, right? The different countries your family is from, and your lineage, the percentage of what you are, and things like that. And I really like how they color code things, and how they could give you like genetic traits, and if you are linked to any historical people and things of that nature. So 23andMe is good for that information, but my personal experience, and this is new, me getting on Ancestry is, if you want to go really dive deep into it, you need to do a Ancestry DNA test as well. Now, I haven't done the DNA test yet, so hold on. So if you get a kit, it's going to look like this. I haven't opened it, I haven't registered it or anything like that. I will say, because I am on Ancestry and I do know my immediate family, so that was good for me and to build upon my family tree. But if I want to see other relatives and things like that, that's when the DNA test is going to come into effect. So if I would have known this, I would have did Ancestry and I wouldn't have done 23andMe, in my personal opinion. But if you want to do both, do both. Now, one thing that I do want to say, when you are trying to find your ancestry, you're trying to build your family tree, you need to be prepared, because you might find some stuff about family members or about your lineage you're not necessarily proud of. So keep that in mind. And you might find some really cool, amazing things that you can't wait to share with your family and friends about. So there's pros and cons to it, but just prepare yourself. Also, too, what I've seen is when people do DNA tests, they find out that they have a sibling somewhere. Some people get pissed off by it. Some people will welcome me. I tell people all the time, the original reason why I want to do it, as I mentioned before, is because I am the only child. And because I always thought, I was like, man, I'm the type of person, because I don't enjoy being an only child. I was like, man, I really wish that I do a DNA test in some kind of way. I have a sibling and they're welcoming, and, and things like that. So that is originally what got me started on this whole journey. But I've been asking my elders that are in my family, more about my history and things like that. As a child, I did ask questions about, my family and about where we came from and things of that nature. Some of the elders thought I wasn't listening, but I did pay attention, because when I was building my family tree, once relatives start popping up, I was like, oh, I remember my mom saying this person's name. So keep in mind, we really need to respect our elders and honor them, and really pay attention when they are talking about our family history, because it may be a point where you don't even have a point of start. Now, one thing I learned that is extremely important on this journey is you need to have people's names, you need to have people's birth dates, and if they passed away, their deceased dates. The reason why is when Ancestry pulls the information, that'll be more accurate for you and that person that will pop up. If you don't know what that person looks like, you take chances of linking someone to your family tree that possibly isn't related to you. Now, I don't know how it works when she takes the DNA test because I haven't taken the DNA portion yet. So I'll update you guys once I do that, get my results back and things of that nature. So that is something that you do need. But, you work with what you got, right? Now, I will strongly say that you do need to talk with your elders because as I started building my family tree, I did realize ancestry, according to my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, that some of the relatives were saying they were categorized as different relations. So somebody was somebody's daughter, but ancestry had them listed as a niece. You could go in there and you could correct the information, but that's one thing. That's why it's so important to talk to your elders that are still alive that can help you at least as far or point you to a direction of where you could find that information. Again, it's very, very important for me. I am prepared to find things. I found some things that I didn't necessarily like, and I found a lot of positive things. Also, to another reason why I am doing this as well, there is 3 branches on my family tree that I don't really know information about. I don't really know my dad's biological father. I don't really know. I can't say the other one because of the elder is still alive, and I promised I wouldn't say anything. So I can't tell you guys who in relation to that person is, but I don't know their line. And then what is it, on my father's side, I know my family, I know my aunts and my uncles, but my family is so big I don't really know them that well because it's one of those things. I don't know if it's in with other races, but at least in the African American household, the child normally is closer to the maternal side than the paternal side. My parents were very good at intermixing me when I was a child, but it got lost along the way. So I still keep in contact with my dad's brothers and sisters, that a sister that is alive. But yeah, so I don't really know them, but I know their names and things like that. So they're popping up. My auntie is confirming things. So I don't see this a lot and people talking about this. And I just think this is very important, especially in these scary times we are here in the United States. All right. Yeah, I'll update you guys as I learn.